The Soviet reforms of the 1980s brought high hopes to the people of Central and Eastern Europe. For the first time in decades, they were free to make choices about the economic and political system governing their lives. However, they soon discovered that increasing freedom sometimes challenges the social order. Mikhail Gorbachev's new thinking in the Soviet Union led him to urge Central and Eastern Europe leaders to open up their economic and political system. Hello, I'm Jessica Chavez, and I will guide you through this journey to the past and through the changes in Central and Eastern Europe.
Poland and Hungary were among the first countries to embrace the spirit of change. In 1980s, Polish workers at the Gdansk shipyard went on strike, demanding government recognition of their union. Solidarity. His leader was Lech Walesa. When millions of Poles supported the action, the government gave in to the union demands.
In elections during 1989 and 1990, Polish voters voted against communist and chose Solidarity candidates. They elected Lech Walesa president, and a few years later the economy started to improve, but many Poles remain unhappy with the pace of economic progress. So, in 1995, they elect Aleksander Kwaśniewski.
Thanks to Aleksander Kwaśniewski, Poland became a total member of the NATO. They provided a strong support for the USA during the war against the terrorism after the attacks of 9/11.
In Hungary, they were inspired by the change in Poland. Hungarian leaders launched a sweeping reform program. In parliamentary elections in 1998, a liberal party won the most seats in the National Assembly. In the year 2001, there was a general economic downturn in Hungary.
Because in 1989, Hungary allowed vacationing East German tourists to cross the border into Austria, some of them took this new escape route to the west. The Eastern government closed borders entirely. By October 1989, huge demonstrations had broken out in the cities across East Germany. The protesters demanded the right to travel freely and later added the demand for the free election. Honecker lost his authority with the party and resigned on October 18. In June 1987, President Reagan had stood before the Berlin Wall and demanded, "Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall." 2 years later, the wall was indeed about to come down.
With the fall of communism in East Germany, many Germans began to speak of reunification of the two Germanys. This didn't happen until October 3 in 1990. The newly reunited Germany faced serious problems, mainly economic ones. They raised taxes, but there was also another problem, unemployment.
In 1998, voters elected a new chancellor, Gerhard Schröder, and turned out Kohl out of office. Schröder started as a market reformer. He was re-elected in 2002. Germany today is Europe's dominant country, both in economic power and population.
Changes in East Germany affected other European countries, including Czechoslovakia and Romania. Czechoslovakia had a conservative government led by Miloš Jakš, which resisted all change. On November 25, about 1,000 protesters crowded into downtown Prague to demand an end to communist rule. Within hours, Miloš Jakš resigned. 1 month later, a new parliament elected Václav Havel president of Czechoslovakia.
After some economic problems, the country's two parts, Slovakia and the Czech Republic, drifted apart. Czechoslovakia split into two countries in January 1st, 1993. Havel was elected president of the Czech Republic. He stepped down in 2003. His successor was Václav Klaus. The economy of Czech Republic slowly improved in the face of some serious problems. Czechoslovakia experienced one of the highest economic growth rates in the region.
By the late 1989, only Romania seemed unmoved by the calls for reform. Romania's ruthless communist dictator Nicolae Ceausescu maintained a firm grip on power, but the Romanians began a protest movement of their own.
Because of the protest movement by Christmas Day in 1989, Ceausescu was executed. In the 2000 elections, Ion Ilescu was elected to a third as president. The government made economic reforms to introduce elements of capitalism.
Ethnic conflict plagued Yugoslavia. It had 8 major ethnic groups: Joseph Tito, who led Yugoslavia from 1945 to 1980, held the country together. When he died, Slobodan Milosevic took leadership over Yugoslavia. Two republics, Slovenia and Croatia, declared independence. Early in 1992, Bosnia and Herzegovina declared independence as well.
In September 1996, Bosnia selected a three-person presidency, one leader from each ethnic group. By 2001, Bosnia and Herzegovina began to stand on its own without as much need for supervision by the international community.
In February 2003, Yugoslavia Parliament voted to replace what remained of the federation with a loose union of Serbia and Montenegro. Outright independence for each could come as early as 2006.
The nations of Central and Eastern Europe made many gains in the early years of the 21st century. Even so, they continued to face serious obstacles to democracy. Resolving ethnic conflicts remained crucial, as did economic progress. I'm Jessica Chavez, and this was our special episode on changes in Central and Eastern Europe.